Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olivia and I make videos about anthropology every single Sunday. But today we're going to be talking about the best jobs for anthropology majors right out of college that require no experience. And if you're not an anthropology major, stick around because these jobs might actually be great for you too. So we're going to get right into it. Now, the first job that I have on this list is becoming a proofreader. And on average, proofreaders make about $46,000 per year, but the top 10% can make up to $67,000. Now, proofreaders are a really amazing job to start with right out of college because, again, you don't need any previous experience being a proofreader. All you have to really show is that you are proficient in reading, writing, and editing. Have you ever read a textbook for class and noticed a typo and you're like, dang, that is so embarrassing for the textbook company or whatever it is that you're reading? To become a proofreader, you basically prevent all these kinds of mistakes from happening. You get to read a wide variety of books. This could be a textbook, this could be an academic article. You could also be reading like a marketing promotion of some kind. Could literally be anything, you guys. And again, you just have to make sure that everything is written and spelled correctly. So the next job that we're going to be talking about today is becoming a junior legal assistant. And on average, junior legal assistants make about $38,000 per year, but the top 10% actually make around $52,000 per year. It's not uncommon for anthropology majors to go on to become lawyers. This is actually very surprising to a lot of people. Most of the time, I think you're a political science major beforehand or English even. But yes, anthropology majors do in fact become lawyers. And after you graduate from undergrad, a lot of people take time off. And this is when you might enter that junior legal assistant position. And basically, junior legal assistants make the job of the lawyer so much easier. Anything that the lawyer doesn't want to do, that's your responsibility. So that could be communicating with a client, researching different topics, organizing meetings, all that kind of stuff. Basically, imagine if you were the lawyer, what wouldn't you want to do? And then that's going to be your job. I will make a little aside here and mention that for most junior legal assistants, you do have to have a paralegal certificate. Now, in order to get that, you can just get certified online. You don't have to, again, have been a junior legal assistant or a legal assistant before. So just look out for that because I don't want anyone to be surprised. Now, the next position on this list, we're not going to spend a ton of time on because it's pretty straightforward, but that position is becoming an administrative assistant. And on average, administrative assistants make about $38,000 per year, but the top 10% actually make about $56,000 per year. Now, you guys have probably heard of a secretary. I'm going to be real with you all. Being an administrative assistant is essentially the same thing, and it's something that you could do right out of college. You are in charge of making sure that you know where all the physical and electronic versions of different documents are. You schedule meetings and essentially do whatever the greater organization or business, whatever their needs are, administrative and organization-wise. That's your job. But again, it's pretty straightforward, so we're gonna move on. Now we're making our way towards the end of this list, and I will say that this position in particular is probably the one that I have the biggest soft spot for, and that is becoming a nonprofit assistant. Wow, I have a lot of assistants on this list. I'm sorry about that. I promise you number 5 is not an assistant position, but this one is. Now, on average, nonprofit assistants make about $55,000 per year, but the top 10% actually make up to $72,000 per year. And I do think that this surprises a lot of people because I don't think that working for a nonprofit is necessarily associated with like making a ton of money, but you can actually be really successful and make a really big impact on the world by going into nonprofit work. Now, as far as what you do in a nonprofit organization or what you do as a nonprofit assistant is going to be really variable depending on the nonprofit that you work for. So it is kind of hard to like come break down a concise definition for all of you in terms of exactly what you would be doing. But I will say it's not uncommon to be in charge of, organizing fundraising events or trying to get volunteers to come to different events that you're putting on. But I will say it's going to depend a lot. Like if you're a homelessness organization or a climate change organization, some things are definitely going to be similar, but a lot of things are also going to vary depending on the nonprofit. So think about a cause that means something to you and look into it. But that's I think all that I can offer you guys right now. Now the fifth and final position that I'm going to be talking about today is actually becoming a marketing coordinator. Now I've talked about in a lot of my other videos why I think going into marketing is actually a pretty great idea for anthropology students. But just to reiterate a little bit of that here, anthropology students are really, really good at recognizing patterns and studying human behavior. And to be a marketing coordinator or to go into like marketing or advertising, it's really important that you understand your demographic, you understand who you're selling your product to. And so to become a marketing coordinator, you do have to have kind of this like anthropological perspective on life, understanding people. And yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but just keep that in mind. Now, on average, marketing coordinators make about $48,000 per year, but I will mention that there's a lot of upward mobility in marketing. So maybe if you're starting off with a lower salary, there's a lot of room to up it if you do your job well. Now, as a marketing coordinator, you're basically helping out whoever is in charge of whoever it is you're working for. And so if you are a marketing coordinator, something that you might want to know is, do I think this product will sell better if we use this advertising strategy or this advertising strategy? And doing research on how people actually respond to the introduction of like new products and all that kind of stuff. So those are actually all the 5 jobs that I was able to think of that require no experience right out of college that I think are a great place to start for anthropology students, especially if maybe anthropology isn't what you want to go into. I know a lot of people that have one major and then end with a completely different one. So let me know if you guys want a part 2. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week. All right, you guys. Bye.